for assignments, and that assignment was to help you to understand the concept that we treated the last time. And then secondly, help you to also be ahead of everything that we are also going to do today. So it's more like what we should be doing is teaching and then trying to make things clearer, the concept that you have already gone through. But even though you have not gone through with the materials, it's also at your disposal at any time to go through it and then flow along, so that there are times or things or stages that we get to, you might not be able to cope due to you didn't have a grand foundation on WordPress. All right, now without wasting much of our time, I think I'll just say a little bit of prayer, then we start. Sorry, prayer is essential. All right, oh Lord, let your wisdom be with us to guide us and to walk with us through Christ our Lord. Amen. So thank you very much. What I'm to do today is on installing WordPress, the XAMPP that we used. I told you how to install XAMPP and then download the WordPress file. I don't know how many of you that were able to do it. So if I will have a good number of people, I think we should place it in the chat section. Chat session, how many people were able to download the WordPress file, then install the XAMPP? I think so that we could continue from there. I'm not seeing your chats. Don't know. All right. And if you went through the materials, you would have even done a whole lot of things by now, because the material had a good breakdown of a lot of things that we should have been doing today. It also treated it. Okay, I think I'm seeing two persons. Raji, sorry if I didn't pronounce your word. Adedayo. All right. Sorry, I mean the link. The link. Sorry, where is the material? I mean the link that I dropped in the group chat, WhatsApp group chat, on the different concept that we covered. I dropped the link on the group chat. So, all right. As we already said, let me share my screen so that we can continue from there. There is no more time, so we will finish on time. Okay. This is the material I shared with you. I think this is the material I shared with you. I hope you can see my screen. You can see my screen, right? Hello.
Yes.
So this is the WordPress I told you to download. I told you to go to this website, download it. Once you download it, it will be in a zip format, right? It will be in a zip format. So if you click here, download WordPress, you'll get the file in your computer. Then another thing I did also tell you was to go to Apache Friends, right? And download XAMPP. That should be this one. If your system is 62, you download for 62, then follow the on-screen installation. If you have done those things, I think we could move forward and flow with the class. So once you have done this download, we are ready to set up our website locally. Why am I using locally? Because most of us might not even have the fund to go for buying hosting and domain as of the time being. Maybe you don't even know what we want to do with the website for now. So even though we are going to show you before the whole training ends on how to buy with a real card, or how to buy a hosting and a domain, how to connect it. But for now, let's do with the local installation and see how far you are going to be. It's just the same thing. The only difference is the setup. The setup of how to set up WordPress locally and then how to set it up online. That is, the online one is even much more easier because you only need to do a one-click installation once you have already bought your domain and your hosting. I hope you all are with me. So, having gone through this thing, downloading them, I need to share my screen so that you see what I'm doing in my local computer. instead of just this web browser. All right, so let me do a new share. You are still seeing my screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen. Yeah.
Do you remember this file I highlighted, WordPress 6.5 4.2 in zip format? That was the file that we downloaded from WordPress.org so that we can be able to install it. Are you with me? So yes. I told you to right click, and then normally you have application for unzipping files. WinRAR is one of them. We have other ones like zip5.7. So sorry that I couldn't even tell you that you should have also downloaded that to your system if you couldn't unzip it, right? So unzipping, but this WinRAR or all this unzipping normally comes with most systems by default. All right, so what I would do is to extract the files here, or extract file, then I choose the location I want to extract it to. But I want to extract this file here. So I've done that before. So once I extract, that file comes as a folder. Sorry. Are you seeing it? WordPress. It comes as a folder. The file you extracted comes as a folder. This is it. So what next are we going to do after this file we have extracted it? When you install your XAMPP, normally, if you follow the on-screen instruction, it's supposed to go to your local host as a file. Let me click on your local disk. Sorry. I will look at XAMPP. So this kind of file is supposed to be in your system, depending on the location where you click. But on the default, if you just follow the on-screen instructions of installing XAMPP, this file, once you click on local disk, you should see a file named XAMPP. Are you all following me?
Yes, we are following you.
So what I just have to do now is to go to that download.
We can hear you.
Yeah, to go to that download. Look at that. Sorry, where's that my folder that I unzip? This is WordPress. I'm going to copy it or move, whichever one was best for you. I'm going to copy it. Go back to that XAMPP. Click on it. It opens. There is a file that is named htdocs. I remember htdocs inside that XAMPP folder. Another subfolder. I hope you all are with me. If we get this right, we have already gotten most of the thing. Copy the file that you unzipped, copy it or move it, whichever one, into your XAMPP folder. But first of all, open the XAMPP folder. You are going to see another folder named htdocs. Open it, and then Ctrl-V drops the file. So what I'm simply doing is I am taking that WordPress file to my server, which is XAMPP. And to be able to access it, htdocs gives me access to that WordPress site, to that WordPress document that contains those site content that I need. So if I unzip WordPress and I've downloaded the XAMPP, XAMPP automatically installs a folder that has the components of what it works with. And one of those components inside that folder is htdocs, which is a subfolder. And that is where I'm going to copy that WordPress file that I unzipped into, so that I can be able to start using my website. I can access it from my web browser, but everything I'm doing is done locally in my computer. Nobody is seeing it. It's just me and my computer. So the most interesting aspect of this is you can see our file named WordPress. Whatever you want your file to be called, this is where you rename it. So I can rename this folder called WordPress. If I don't want my site to be called WordPress, I want it to be called something like Sea Kitchen. Or maybe I'm building a website that has to do with, but remember, there is no spaces between domain name. I just want to give this WordPress a name instead of WordPress. Okay, let's assume that this class that we are taking is introductory class to website. So let's use make websites. So I'll rename this file to make website. So I've renamed the file. You can see it here, that WordPress. I've renamed the file, but you can still leave it as WordPress. But whatever the name might be, that is what you use in accessing the website. So once I'm done with this place of renaming or trying to leave it as WordPress, whichever one works best for you, what I will now do is to open that XAMPP that I downloaded. You open the XAMPP. Are you seeing the XAMPP? Please let me know. Are you seeing this panel? Hello?
Yes.
All right, so you start your server because this is a machine on the online space. They have heavy duty. If you people have been to if you have been to a data center before, there are heavy machines that they set up that run 24/7. But in our local computer, we need to set up a server that runs 24/7 to ensure that our website is working locally. And that is why this XAMPP was downloaded at first. So there are two things to start. So help us achieve that aim. So we are going to start Apache. We click on start. You see it have a yellow background or green. It has changed, telling you that it has started. Then we also need to start MySQL.
I think
What
your
is
screen
these two things doing?
hanging.
You said?
Check, your screen is
Hello?
hanging. It's still in a
My
make
screen is hanging.
website. Yes, it's still in your folder view.
It's still in my folder. Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
you are
what
still
we
in
are
your
seeing
file
is
Yes,
your
it's in
explorer.
folder.
the HT folder.
It's still in HT docs. Sorry.
Yes.
But you understood what I did there, how I renamed the website of it thing, right? I told you to
Yes.
start up your XAMPP. Let me show you what the XAMPP interface is like. Let me share that screen.
Yes, sorry, sir. Your network is very this is down, and most of us not
You
follow up
said?
what you say. Your network was it was shaking, so we not follow up from the when you
Where
try
did
to
you
explain how
stop?
to
Let me.
rename the jump.
Okay, how to rename. Hello. So,
Yeah.
okay. As I stated, if you move that WordPress site to HT docs in XAMPP folder, you can rename your WordPress. It had a WordPress. You can rename it to whatever you want it to answer, your site to answer. So for many of you, you would like to leave it as that WordPress. So your website listing, when you want to access it in the web browser locally, we will now say localhost / that is / the name that you chose, that you renamed it to. So for me, I chose to rename my own to Make Website. And I told you there is no space. You don't have to put any space in between. It's joined together. That's how domain name is. There is no space in between. So that's why I named my own Make Website. So this name is unique and I can access it from my web browser. That is what has the content of my site. If I rename it to another thing, I will still have to access it with that name that I renamed it to. So if it was WordPress that is here, I will still use WordPress when I will access the site once I have finished the setup I'm doing now. So this is the first setup, is to move that WordPress folder that you downloaded and you unzipped to the XAMPP folder, HT docs folder in XAMPP folder. So once you move it there, what you now do is to rename, if you don't want it to have that name WordPress, like I renamed my own to Make Website. So once you are done with that, I think you are clear on that. Are you all clear on that? Hello,
Yes.
are you all clear?
Yes.
So I now
Yes.
told you that let's start up our engine, like let's start up our server. That is XAMPP. XAMPP is the server that enables us to host our website on our local host. So I now told you to open your XAMPP. When you open your XAMPP, sorry. When you open your XAMPP, you can see my screen now, right? Are you seeing my XAMPP?
Yes, we can.
So,
Yes.
all right. So once you open your XAMPP, it will have something of this nature, this dashboard there. There is two things that are important to enable us to run our website locally with this XAMPP. And that is the two things that we want to open or start here. We want to start the engine. As I mentioned, if you are been to huge computer centers that uses all this infrastructure, data center, you see they on their agenda and it boosts up a lot of heavy duty machines that they have. Those machines are called servers. They are helping them to provide network services to every other system in the lab. So the same thing also goes that if you are able to run this WordPress on your system locally, you have to start up the server. And XAMPP is an application that helps you to bring those things that you are seeing externally, those data centers to your own local system. So what we need is to start our server. And the name of our server here is Apache. So you will click on start. It will start. It will highlighted green. Are you with me? So another thing that you have to also start is the MySQL. What is MySQL? MySQL is a data storage. It enables you to store data of your site, like the way that we have moved that WordPress to our local disk. It stores all the editings that you are going to do on those files once we start accessing it. It stores all the content that images that you are going to upload. So MySQL is a storage device in a storage medium in our server. So we still have to start it up so that you can hold every file that we'll be using or editing in time to come. So we have to start that one, MySQL start. Are you all with me? Is anybody left behind?
Can you please repeat what MySQL does?
Okay, I said MySQL is a storage medium, like a storage in your server. So it's storage in your server, like your memory card. It stores everything pertaining to your site, like the password that you'll be using. That's the administrator username and password. Most times, if you log into a website, they will tell you to log in, right? Those login details are stored in MySQL. It's a database that stores all those files. It stores secure.
Just like PHP, right?
Yes, it's PHP. It's a PHP this thing. Yeah, MySQL. You are right. It looks like you are learning programming. Okay, so that's it. So you have to start these two things. I'm explaining details for most of you that didn't go through the files, but if you went through it, I think those explanations should have been there. But all right, nevertheless, let's continue. So if you start up these two things, you are at least a bit good to go. All right, so what else do I need to do? I need to create a database. MySQL is just an engine, an engine that helps you to create a database. That means when I mean create a database, I want to create a storage medium inside this MySQL that enables me to store these things. I want to give it a name. All right, let me explain better. Many of us have memory card, right? Take it as that MySQL. So in that memory card, there are things that you see. You see videos, images, folder, right? You see an image folder, you see a video folder, you see a picture. That is the same thing we want to do now. We want to create a particular folder name that hosts the website content that we'll be using as we develop this website. So we want to name it by its name so that our data, our website can reference to it and bring up any information that we will need, such as when we'll be logging in, they will ask us for our administrator username and password. So that thing that enables you to store it in a particular folder is what we want to create. We want to create our database. So we want to create that database. How are we going to do it? So in this MySQL, you are seeing this admin here. Are you seeing where my cursor is? Admin.
Yes, yes.
Right? Click on it. It will open a web browser. Once you click on it, are you still seeing my screen? Or I think I need to share my web browser screen now.
Yes,
If
we
you-
can see your screen.
You can see
Yeah,
your screen.
I mean, if you click on it, it will take you to your web browser. And you will see something like this. You are seeing this.
No, we are not seeing it too.
You are not seeing my screen.
Share your screen. You haven't shared your screen yet.
I have done now. Yes, sure.
Okay,
No, it's
PHP
showing.
my
It's-
admin.
Yes. Once you click on that admin on MySQL, that where I clicked on it, you come to this page. What we simply want to do here is to create a database to host all our website's content. So how are we going to create that database? Are you seeing where my cursor is? Databases. I clicked on it.
So my is showing something different. Sorry, it's showing something
What?
different. What is showing here
What's
is
your
showing
show?
new information. It's
Is
showing,
it?
I'll snap it and send I'll snap it and send to WhatsApp now.
All right. So is there any other person that is only showing something different apart from what is on my screen? Though I will still send resources on this once it's done, the classes, but don't hope on it. But let's learn together. So is there anybody that is experiencing something different? Because this stage is essential. Once you have done this thing, everything has been done. Every other thing will be much more simpler.
I've sent it to WhatsApp group already.
What you have to now do is to click on new in your own. Are you getting what I'm saying? There is a new there. It will
Yes.
bring you to this dashboard that we are in now. Once you click on new.
Okay.
Have you come to our dashboard? Sorry, I'm talking to the person that said that you're having another thing. So you might have a different web browser is structured. If you click on new, it will bring you to this dashboard. I've also clicked on new in my own. Are you not seeing it? It's bringing me to the same dashboard that I'm showing you now. So,
I
right?
think it's the same thing. It's just the
It's just showing loading and it will start popping up. It's just showing loading.
Yes, allow it to load. It will load and come up to this interface. So what we want to do here is to create a database. Are you seeing where my cursor is?
Yeah.
It's saying database name. So I will type in, I want to use my database name as my website name. So make website, and I'm okay. I'll click on create. Leave everything that is like that and then click on create. I've created a database. By the side, you will see that make website. I've created a database. So if I've created a database, that means I am good to go. I can now start installing my website. So what do I do? First thing is that I took you from the point of moving your WordPress to your head docs in XAMPP, starting up the server and the MySQL, which is the server and the database, which is the MySQL with XAMPP. Then being able to create a database in your MySQL. That's PHP is this in the MySQL. So we have created a database that will hold all our files, username, passwords, anything that has to be of confidential value in our website creation. Are you with me? So how do I now assess what we have done so far? For you to be able to access your website, if you have properly followed this instruction, I created a new tab so that we access our website. Localhost, localhost / do you still remember the name of you used then when we are renaming our website. We use what? Make website. So it will be localhost/make website. So I will click on enter. Let's see what we have.
Oh gosh.
Am I anybody missing out? We can slow down. Are we fast?
No, my
Are you seeing what it brought out for me? Huh?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
see
we
it?
can.
So it said I should
Yes.
choose my language. That means WordPress can be in any language of your choice, but I think I will use English USA and I'll click on continue. So I've installed my WordPress now. That's what this thing means. It tells me welcome to WordPress. Before getting started, you will need to do the following. You see why we entered that database name, why we created database, because it will require us to enter our database information. That is why I created that thing first, so that it could hold all the credentials that will be installing from now. So that database will start working. Immediately we impute it here once it's demanded of us as we go through this step. So I've read all the information they said. It's used to create a double. I'll say let's go. So I'm ready to create my, yeah. So they asked me what's my database name. What name did you use for our database? We used make websites. So that's that database we created then. It will ask me my username. What username will I want to use for my listing? By default, the username is root. That is ROOT. Then I don't want it to have any password. I don't want my database to have password. But in real life scenario, your database should have a username defined by you and a password. So nobody will access your data and steal it, because there are many cases that you have heard about cybersecurity attacks. It boils down to database, how people handle it. So I might not use this. I don't want any obstruction. So I'll leave everything as the same. The only thing I'm putting here is my database name and then the username as root. Every other thing, my database host is localhost because I'm not hosting online. And then WP because this is WordPress preface, right, for running. So I'll leave everything as default. The only thing I have to enter is my database name and my username, which is root. I hope everybody is with me. Hello. Are you all lost?
We are with you.
So I will now click on submit. So once I click on submit, it will tell me, all right, can I run the installation? Yes, I can. I will now say run the WordPress installation for me. All right. So what is not demanded of me at this point is to enter my site title. So my site title is how to make WordPress website. That's what we want to be teaching with the website. So that's my site title. Okay. So be very careful when you are choosing your username. Please do not forget it. The same way you log into any website is the same way you need your username and password to log into any website. So you will be careful that you don't forget it. So what I'm going to use here is.
Sorry, please. When I clicked on submit, it's showing error establishing a database connection.
Did you create your database? Hello? Who asked the question? Did you create your database?
Yes, I created my database.
Did you use the name that you used in creating your database for it?
Yes, I did.
And you have all your database, you have all your XAMPP, like this MySQL, and then the Apache server running on your XAMPP.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. I have.
Hello?
Yes. No, I can hear you. Yes,
Right.
I did.
Is there any,
Yes.
aside him, is there any other person that this is not working for? This is the major thing that we have, because this setup is essential for whatever that we are going to be doing onwards. Huh? Is there any other person that is having the same issue with him?
yes, I'm having issue. I cannot even open to follow you guys. I just remain on that that news.
So Are you the only one with who else identified that is having the same issues? Is there anybody that even following up like the same thing I'm doing? They are seeing it the same way I'm doing it.
Well, for me, I can't follow because I just joined the class today. So I'm still trying to wrap my head around the XAMPP and the other thing.
Okay. If you joined today, I have a 5 material that covered the last class and today's class. I've sent it in the group. I've resent it so that you can, at your own leisure,
Thank you
before the
very
next
much.
class, you will go through it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank
for those
you.
that are having issues, those that are having issues that are following along, maybe they are stuck. I would have to, what is it called? Well, you have to talk. You will share your screen with me. That's outside of this class. I'm doing it just for you. You share your screen with me, so I will know what your challenge is. I will now be the one telling you what you didn't do right. So I think with that we can proceed.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So you will now choose your username. This username, don't forget it because it's essential whenever you want to log into your site. Then you will choose a password. To be honest, I want to emphasize on this password. You choose a password not based on any form of words that you feel like you can remember. You choose a password that is strong and nobody can be able to easily guess it. You don't choose a password that have something to do with you in a social level or a personal level. Someone can easily know that you used your date of birth, you used your username as your password. So use something that will contain at least an upper and lower case letter. You see those kind of warnings and in between, right? So you see all those kind of warnings. Upper and lower case has special characters, combination of alphabets and numbers, right? So it's even okay that you have a password manager if you don't like. There was a suggestion of password that was given to me here when I started. I can use it, then store it in my password manager so that I don't have to be writing down or cramming passwords. So once I need it, once I enter my password manager, there are a lot of them. We have Google has a password manager, Microsoft has one. So let's choose a password. That's about choosing a password. So, all right. So he said it's already strong. All right. It's already strong. So I'll use this. It's already strong. So is that a combination of characters, numbers, upper and lower case? So I'm going to use this. And then I will save it in my password manager so I will be able to remember it. I just type anything that I felt like. So they will ask you your email. So I'm going to use my email. All right, so they will ask me what again? All right, they will ask me, I think I'm done. So I will say install WordPress. I want search engines to index my website. It's very, very essential. We still talk about that in our search engine optimization class. So I will now click on install WordPress. So let's not forget our username, our password. Yeah, very essential. Though the email is for retrieval purposes, just in case you lost your website. This. All right, so you can now click on install WordPress. And we want to see the magic happen. Let's see whether it will still bring us to the thing that we have. Okay, it said your WordPress has been installed. Thank you and enjoy. Username, make WordPress, your chosen password. They didn't want to show this password because we chose it. So let's click on login so that we can go to our WordPress and start making editings. And I will show you the first interface that appears once you develop or you install your WordPress. So I think this method, this class is very essential. And I think I've clicked on login. All right, they are asking me for my username and password. So I'll use either that email or my username, but I still know my username, which is make website. Then I'll still enter that password and I'll click on, I want it to remember me or not, whichever. So I'll click on login. So We are logging into the back end where we'll make editing. Can you see my screen? It's telling me this is showing me the back end of my website where I'm going to work on so that other people will now start seeing the beauty of whatever I have to show them or offer them. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yes, we are
Yes.
with you.
So, so how will I now view the interface? That's the one people see. This is the one only me sees. Anything I do, I'm the only one that sees it. But what do people see after everything I'm doing at this back end? You are seeing posts. This is where you want to create a blog. You want people to tell them a story about something, recent event. I can create it here, and then they will see it in the front end. So how do I access the front end? It's the same localhost stroke make website. So, are you seeing? This is what people will be seeing. This thing is what they will see. Huh? This is what is on my default website. This is what they will see. So I've not added anything.
With the class,
This is what they, hello. This is what they will be seeing. So this thing is just there. I have to edit all these things and make this a suitable website. This is just an empty structure that I don't need. There are most things I don't need here. Maybe I don't like so many things I don't want, but how can I get this thing started? I've gotten the structure that I needed to start developing my website. This is what people will be seeing. And then this is what I'll be seeing. So for you to be able to go to your admin, that is the back end. It's called the back end where you will make edit. You have to use, if you're on your local, you have to use this address, localhost / your website name / WP admin. This is what you will use. I'll paste this in the chat section. This is what you will use when you want to access. Remember, this Mac website you will see is my own. So when you do yours, you will replace the Mac website, then leave the /WP admin. This is what you will use to access your backend where you will work on your website. Then the place that people see, for you now to see what you are working on, how efficient it is. You will not just have to use only this without the WP admin. So the WP admin makes you the owner of the website. You are the only one that can log into it, and any other person that you make admin. So we'll be treating everything, how all these things are needed to create a good interface for this. We'll be treating all these things individually, how to change them, how to put media, that is how to bring in pictures, how to create website pages, that is about us and all these things, how to make a post, how to choose a team, how to add extra functionality to your site, how to make another person an admin in your site, how to change settings that are SEO, that's search engine optimization, enabled. So all these things are the things we'll be talking about. We'll be treating this dashboard one after the other, when to use them, how to use them. Then once you already know a hands-on, once you already know every details about these two bars here, then we can do the last part of it, which is how to set up your site, because it's from your knowledge of what you know about each of these, we enable you to be creative when you create your website on official basis. So I think it's okay if we can draw the curtains here for today, so that you all can also go and practice within period, get all this setup done. So by the next time, we will now have to be treating all these tools, how, when, and where, and then the time you are meant to use them, and add more for. So the way I design might not be the way you design. The things that I like is not the things that you like. The way your clients want their website is not the way I will also want my own personal website to do. So how can you use all these things to your advantage so that you could change what you are seeing here? What you are seeing, how can you use them to your advantage? So we'll be treating on each individual tools in our next class. I think I can attend to questions and answers. So the assignment is to still, if you want to install the install it, download the file, the WordPress file, unzip it, bring it to your XAMPP folder, that's the head docs in your XAMPP. Once you have brought it in, create your database, load and install your WordPress as I have done. All these steps that I have taken is what you are meant to do for your next class. So that once you come in, you know, you just to start treating these two bars, one after the other, and how to use them. So as we are doing any editing, I will still be showing you the effect it's having on the front end. That is the people that will be visiting your site. Thank you, and I think I can attend to questions now, and God bless you. Paul.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Michael, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm pleading. I hope you're going to help us
You
to
said?
upload this to the YouTube as the first one. I hope you're going to upload this video
Hello?
for us. The recording.
Yes,
My what?
no, it
He
will be
said, "Hope
sent,
you are
but
going to."
I will get it from the Zoom website. So although there's someone that mans the actual account, so but don't worry, it will be sent before tomorrow or tomorrow morning latest. Let's go and have a good night.
Drop the recording
Yeah.
for us.
Right, that'll be fine.
Thank you. You're welcome. All right, then. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. All right, thank you. All right, I would see you on Saturday night. So the next class is Saturday night. So we hope to cover more Saturday night, and then well, the next week is Christmas, so we can enjoy Christmas and continue after Christmas. All right, then. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Before you
Nice.
All
right, thank you so much.
What time Saturday? Is it 8 o'clock?
Yeah,
8
Mr.
o'clock, yes.
Michael, I'm also
Thank you very much.
Mr. Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm having issue with my to set up with my own. Okay, should I message you on WhatsApp, right?